Good morning. This is Mrs. Zainey's 5th grade class here at Bridgeport Elementary. This week we are learning about the circulatory system, and we are here with Mr. Crosslin.
Hey, thanks for that introduction, Mrs. Zainey. Okay, so this week we're studying the circulatory system. The circulatory system. So when we talk about circulatory, that has the word what in it? The circulatory system. It has the word what? What?
System.
System, it does. Circulatory system has another word in it. What is it? Anybody? Yes.
Circular.
Circular, just like I was walking in a circular path. So circulatory means that the blood starts at the heart, gets pumped into your body, and circulates. The word circle comes all the way around. In fact, last year we studied electric circuits. Remember electric circuits? Mm-hmm. And the light would only light up when the path went from the battery to the light bulb and back to the battery. So the circulatory system, circulatory, has to make a complete path, okay? So let's backtrack just a little bit, and you might want to write this down. A circulatory, any system in the body starts with this first. It starts with a cell. What do cells make inside the human body? Anybody? Yes. Organs, but not quite yet. There's one other thing before you make organs. Yes. Tissue. Excellent. You guys are well prepared. Tissue. Tissues come together and make an organ, right? And today we're going to investigate some organs. We're going to look at a cow heart. We're going to look at a cow brain. We're going to look at a cow eye. We're going to look at a cow spinal cord. We're going to look at a pig's lung. Those are all organs. And finally, organs come together to make a what? Everybody?
A body.
A circulatory system.
A system. Now let me just give you an analogy. Ready? A cell is kind of like a brick at your school. Your school is made of bricks, right?
Yeah.
The bricks can make, instead of tissue, the bricks make walls, floor, and ceilings. The walls and floor and ceilings make classrooms. The classrooms all together make a school. So you see how those are related, like an analogy of bricks, floor and wall, classrooms, school. Cells make tissues. Tissues make organs. Organs work together to make a body system. Okay, let's start with the heart. This is an actual replica of a human heart. It's the same size. There was a cadaver, or a person died and donated his body to science, and so they took his heart out and they made a mold of it, and this is the exact size and the shape of this heart. And you notice there's tubes, there's chambers, and even on the outside there's some red and blue arteries and vessels. Okay, so really when you talk about the circulatory system, you're talking about a pump. And I'm going to make, well, I'll just do it like this. Here's your heart. It's kind of shaped like that. And your heart has, our heart has 4 chambers, 4 parts to it. I'm going to try to make this simple as can be. Go ahead and make this drawing also. Okay, so your heart has blood that comes up from your body. I'm going to make that blue. Okay. It comes from your body and goes in to your heart. And it goes into this upper chamber. And I like this because the upper chambers, hey, when you come in your school, at the front of your school, at the top of your school, by the door, the light comes in. Anybody know what that room is when you walk into the front of your school with the light coming in from the top? Yes.
Kind of like the main entry.
It is the main entry, and it's called the atrium. You ever heard the word atrium before? Everybody say atrium.
Atrium.
And so this is the atrium. I'm going to put A right here, atrium. And it is the right atrium, I believe. It's the right atrium. R-A. Atrium, and look here, atrium has an A-T-R-I-U-M. and the A points to the top. So I remember that the atrium is at the top of the heart. Now there is a valve right here where the blood goes through. You notice I'm using red and blue. If you have red and blue, we'll need those later. The reason I'm using red and blue is look at my arm right here. The blood almost looks like it's blue. And I did a lot of research on that. I always thought, man, it looks blue. What if I cut myself? Would it be blue blood?
No. Red blood.
It's red blood because blood picks up oxygen. But when you look through your skin, the blood looks blue. Okay? All right, so that's why I'm using a blue color right here. Now, the blood goes from your atrium down from here. It gets pumped to your right ventricle. Vent. Have you guys ever seen a vent in your house, like a vent on the floor?
Yes.
It's on the floor, isn't it? So atrium is on the top, the vent is on the floor. And I always like this because there's a V in it. V points down. Ventricle. Okay? Atrium up, ventricle down. All right, so we got the blood coming in from our body. Here's our body. Right? Blood goes in this part, gets pumped down here. Where does it go now? Oh, and remember, the blood is blue. It has no oxygen in it. It's coming back from the body. What do you think? Anybody? What'd you say?
To the lung?
Yeah, excellent. It comes all the way up here, and I'm going to make a blue going this way and a blue going this way. Why did I make it split two ways? Anybody? I'll tell you, I'm going to show you something right now. So I went to get this. This is an actual pig lung. And why it's a lung that's been preserved. Now, it's a lot bigger than my lung because a pig is a lot bigger than I am. And I stand upright, and a pig is horizontal. But if you notice that this is the bronchial passageway where the air comes in, and it has two sides to it. Okay? So a lung has two sides. Okay, so look at number 2 on your diagram. That's where the blood comes in. So I'm going to use a blue arrow. And at the bottom, this is where the blood comes up right here. And so number 5, look at number 5. That is going to be your atrium, okay? The R-A, right atrium. And then it comes down here, and it goes to the right V. What does V stand for? Ventricle. And then it comes up. This is kind of cool. It comes up. See where number 9 is right there? Number 9 and number 3, it's headed to the lungs. Number 9 and number 3, it's headed to the lungs. Okay, so the blood that has carbon dioxide that's been from your body comes back to the heart, right atrium, right ventricle, and it's pumped out to the lungs. Now look, when it's pumped out to the lungs, I made it blue because that's, everybody do this. You just sucked in air in your lungs, the blood's there, and you exchange gases. And so what happened was, this was CO2. CO2 went out of your body, and guess what came in your body?
CO1.
O2, oxygen. And so now, carbon dioxide goes out, oxygen goes in. Carbon dioxide goes out, oxygen comes in. And now it comes back to your body. We're going to use red now to represent the blood that has oxygen in it. And guess where it comes in? Top or the bottom? What do you think? Top. Remember, top? It's going to be the left atrium. And then there's a valve right here. Then it's going to go down to the left. What do you think? Anybody?
Ventricle.
Very good. Left ventricle. And from the left ventricle, it does something really, it's ready. It's ready to go to the body. It gets pumped up this way, and there's a big split. Some of it goes to the body, and some of it goes to the head and arms.
Oh, the aorta.
The aorta. Everybody say aorta. It goes up the aorta, this goes down to the body, and it splits, and this goes up to the head. That seems kind of complicated, and it really is. Okay, this is Zainey. So our pump only pumps one way, and so the heart, like all pumps, will pump in one direction. So it sends the blood out to our body. It goes up the aorta to our head and our arms, down to our legs. But it's hard for the blood to get back. There's no pump to get the blood back. You ever thought about how blood gets back to your heart?
Yes.
Have you guys thought about that? How blood gets back to your heart?
Yeah.
Is there another pump somewhere in your body?
No, just the ventricle around the body.
Every time you move, you squeeze your muscles and you squeeze the veins. So for example, put your hand like this, everybody put your hand right here, and make a fist. You feel how the muscles get tight? So here's an experiment. Miss Zainey, nurses love my arms. I'll tell you why. Come close. See, can you see this right here?
Pretty good.
Okay, look. What can you see on my arm right now?
Veins.
The veins. And the veins mean the blood is coming back to your heart. And so go ahead and put your finger on the top of that big vein right there for me, okay? One finger on your hand. On that hand right there, take a finger.
Oh, on your vein.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And a little bit higher,
Okay.
And block, put it all the way across it. All the way across it. There you go.
Okay.
Push hard. Real hard. You pushing hard?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let go. And look, that vein is still inflated. Now I'm gonna block it right here. Okay? So if I push this way, look, the blood will not go out. Because all of that blood in your vein is trying to go back to my heart. And as long as you keep that part blocked, it won't go. I can push it this way. So blood in the veins goes back to the heart. There's little things inside the vein that makes it go this direction. Now I'm gonna hold it here like this, and now let go of your finger and push the blood up to my heart. Watch what happens to the vein. Keep going. Look what happened to the vein. Look.
What happened?
It's not there anymore.
Disappear.
It's not there. It got pushed back to my heart.
Remember we talked about the flaps?
The flaps, absolutely. So blood is pumped from your heart through your arteries, your arteries, and it's brought back to your heart through your veins when you move. Okay, so everybody has a pulse. Let's hope so. If you don't have a pulse today, I got to send you to the office because you might be dead. I'm not sure. Because your heart keeps beating all the time. Take two fingers. This is the best one I know. Find this part of your jaw. See that bump on your jaw right here? That little bump, that bone right there on your jaw? Slide your fingers underneath that bone, and then lean this way. You feel it going? Yes or no? You better go to the office. Maybe you don't have one. Here.
You gotta push kind of hard.
Oh, I feel it.
2 fingers down.
Okay, let's try something else. Everybody, stand up. Let's get going. Start walking right into place. Right into place. Okay, we just exercised. Take your 2 fingers, put them here, lean this way, and now feel your pulse. Yeah. Bam. All right, let's try one more experiment. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Raise one hand up and one hand down. And keep this hand straight up. Now, don't be wobbling it. Keep your one hand up, one hand down. Now, your heart right now is going, okay, this is crazy. Which is it harder to pump the blood to, the hand in the air or the hand down?
The hand in the air.
It's harder to pump blood up here, isn't it? Because it's higher. Keep it straight up. Keep it straight up. So right now, your heart's going. Your heart's going, what's this guy doing? I can't get the blood way up there. It's pumping really hard. With this hand down here, keep it down. Don't lift. No, not do this. And now you should start to feel a difference. One hand should feel like it's filled with blood, and one is getting tingly. Here's what we're going to do. Keep it straight up. 10 more seconds. On the count of 5, I'm going to bring both hands together. One hand's going to be white, and one hand's going to be dark blood color. Which hand's going to be white, do you think?
The bottom.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and do it. Look. Can you tell? One is white and one is red. Which one is white?
This one.
That one. Yeah, you had that one high up in the air. Okay, so we're going to make a model. We've made a drawing. We have seen a rubber heart. Now we're going to make a model heart. You see, I made a heart here. It's got 4 chambers. The right atrium, the right ventricle. Then the blood comes up to the lungs, comes back to the left atrium, the left ventricle, and then it goes out to the body, right? Okay, so let's start this by making, okay, so here is the right atrium. And what color should that blood be? Blue. Because it just came from the body, right? So there's a little bit of food coloring in there. Okay, so there's our, we're going to use that as blue because that represents what is in the blood.
Carbon dioxide.
Very good, carbon dioxide. So there, we'll use that as the other part of the heart. So it goes from here. Like the sound effects. Help me with them. Okay. No heart attack. Good job. Now from here it goes to the lungs, and so we're gonna have the lungs have two parts. Two parts. So from here it's gonna go. We need more sound effects. Okay, hold on. But it also does this. Ready? More sound effects.
Bang.
And what is it going to over here?
Lungs.
To the lungs. Okay, you're doing great sound effects. So now we got some. Now we have some blood in the lungs. We have blood in the lungs, and we want to exchange the gases, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to use a different color. Hey, there's a small piece of lung in that plastic bag behind me. Would you get it, please?
Oxygen.
It is. So here is a live, or well, it was alive. Here is a cross section of a piece of lung. And what I really like, it's really airy because the lung, you'll learn about the respiratory system next week. It looks like styrofoam. It's been preserved. The real lungs are moist and filled with little air sacs. But look at these two holes right here. The hard hole is for the blood to go into the lungs. The soft one is for the blood to go back. So we have arteries and vessels. So here's where the lungs get the gases exchanged. Nice. Oh, thank you. I needed that. But also it's going on over here. Remember, we have two lungs, right? So we need to put a little bit of this. Ready? This is going to be interesting. Ready? Okay, so now we got blood in both lungs, right? And so that also means we have to have exchange of gases in both lungs. So we're only halfway there. So we got, see how this works? We got blood coming in, going out, going here, exchanging. Ah, thanks, I needed that. Now where does the blood go?
To the aorta.
To the heart.
I mean,
Back to the heart, to the atrium
left.
and ventricle. So then it goes from here. At the same time, it's doing this. Dude, what kind of dead heart you guys have? A doo-doo heart? Man, okay, so, all right, so here's the thing. Blood comes into your body here, right? And goes here, then goes here, then goes here, then goes here, then goes here, and then it goes out to your body. And your little bitty, everybody do this, the little bitty capillaries. Say it. Capillaries. And that's a model of the heart. And we use models. A model can do some things very well, but it can't do everything. And so you guys will make this model, and instead I'm going to invite your teacher, Mrs. Zainey, to lead you in a discussion with me of a real cow heart. So come on, have a seat, Mrs. Zainey. This, and boys and girls, if anybody is upset about this, you don't have to watch this or look at it, but it is preserved. That means it'll last for months and months. Here you go. How you doing, all right? Okay. So, Ms. Zainey, so what are some of the things we started with on a organ? What's an organ made out of? You can ask your kids to help you.
What's an organ made out of? I already know the answer. Tissues. And that tissue's made out of
cells.
Good.
Okay, so this heart is in the shape of a heart, and it's covered with fat tissue. See the fat tissue right here? It also has a covering on it, and you also see it has vessels. Look at that, look at the same experiment we just did. In fact, a heart is a muscle. It pumps, and it needs oxygen and food. So it gets its oxygen and food not from the blood inside, but from the blood on the outside. What would you imagine would happen if you didn't exercise and you just ate a lot of stuff? What would happen to the fat on your heart?
It's going to increase.
Yeah, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's go ahead and open this up, and let's see if we can find some of the chambers. So we've already kind of cut it, so you know, we kind of split it open. Let me ask something. Is it alive?
No.
You can't say it's alive.
No.
Oh, look at that. So here's some more tissue. So what part looks like a thick muscle? Right, we have myocardium, we have endocardium, and here's a valve. You guys are talking about valves. So the blood goes down through this valve, and feel how that tissue is different than the muscle tissue.
It's a lot thinner.
And strong, very strong.
Yes.
And look at the tissue here. Here you see fat tissue, muscle tissue, and then this lining right here. Okay, now let's see if we can find, let me see if I can find where the blood goes back up through this part. I'm gonna put my finger in through there, and let's see if we can find it.
How are you doing this without going up? He's a science teacher.
Let me see if I can get my finger in one of these valves. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, here we go. So see if you can find my finger in one of these valves, Mrs. Zainey. I'm going to go through from the bottom. You come through the top through one of these valves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like right here.
I don't know. Maybe that's.
I don't know.
Let's find out. You feel my finger? Keep pushing.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, so you pull that out of there pretty quick. So that just shows you that the blood goes through that valve and comes out through one of these chambers in here. So that's pretty amazing that this heart. I'm gonna let everybody touch it, but not right now. A couple rules about it. You don't have to touch it, but what you don't do is you don't ever go like, yeah, that is not science. So I want you to get this example. This is an organ of the heart. We have a few more right here that you may want to look at.
A few more hearts?
Now these are not part of the circulatory system. But go ahead and take those out, Miss Zainey, and share those with your class.
Are you okay?
Is that a brain?
This is a spinal cord. That's from your brain. That's a spinal cord from your brain all the way down your spine.
That's awesome.
Oh, what? You didn't touch it.
That's okay.
It looks like a brain.
So what are you going to share with us? These are organs, so they're parts of systems.
So this definitely is a brain.
Looks like it's molded.
So those, the brain actually needs blood also. Yeah, this is small. Our brain is a lot bigger than a cow. A cow's bigger than us, but our brain's bigger. And what is this?
Eyeball.
There's an eye. And you can use the scissors later to dissect this, cut it apart, and see what's in it. And so these are organs from the cow that are part of systems. Okay, so we've seen a model, we've made a diagram, we've seen a photograph, we've actually seen a cow heart. Now let's check out a song that puts it all together and shows how the blood moves through your heart and your body. It's called the Heart Song. Check it out.
From the heart to the cells and back, delivering all things vascular and cardiac. Capillaries, arteries, and veins all saying the circulation is the name of the game. Hey, from the arteries into the capillaries, all your organs and muscles become the beneficiaries of all the oxygen and nutrients they break through. Very tiny vessels inside of the body's tissue. And now the oxygen's gone, but first we got some carbon dioxide waste to take on, and it's into the vein and back to the heart again. And let the whole cycle start again. Taking blood from the heart to the cells and back, dealing with all things vascular and cardiac. Capillaries, arteries, and veins all say circulation is the name of the game.
The circulatory system is one of the systems in your body. You're going to make models, make diagrams, and investigate this up close. And remember, all systems start with what? Cells. Tissues. Organs. And organs come together to make a body system. Okay. Good luck on your investigation. So Larry, you know a lot of the answers. One more thing I want to do. If you ever meet a heart doctor, here's how you introduce yourself. Here you go. Hi, my name's Rick. I'm a heart doctor. What am I doing? Pumping. Go ahead. Say it.
Hello, my name is Lay, and I'm a heart doctor.
Nice to meet you. See you later.